This stop is West 32nd Street and 7th Avenue. Next stop, West 32nd Street and Broadway. Transfers available to the B, D, F, M, N, Q, R and W trains. Path, M5 Limited, M7 and M55. This stop is West 32nd Street and Broadway. Next stop, East 32nd Street and 5th Avenue. Transfers available to M1, M2 Limited and M3. This stop is East 32nd Street and 5th Avenue. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 32nd Street. Transfers available to M1, M3 and M4. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 32nd Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 34th Street. Transfer available to M2 Limited. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 34th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 38th Street. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 38th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 40th Street. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 40th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 42nd Street. Transfers available to the 4, 5, 6, 7 and S trains. Long Island Railroad, Metro North and M42. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 42nd Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 45th Street. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 45th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 49th Street. Transfer available to M50. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 49th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 52nd Street. Transfers available to the E&M trains. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 52nd Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 55th Street. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 55th Street. Next stop, Madison Avenue and East 57th Street. Transfers available to M57 and M31. This stop is Madison Avenue and East 57th Street. Next stop, East 59th Street and Madison Avenue. This stop is East 59th Street and Madison Avenue. Next stop, East 59th Street and Lexington Avenue. Transfers available to the N, R and W trains. M101 Limited, M102 and M103. This stop is East 59th Street and Lexington Avenue. Next stop, East 59th Street and 3rd Avenue. Transfers available to M101 Limited, M102 and M103. This stop is East 59th Street and 3rd Avenue. Next stop, East 59th Street and 2nd Avenue. Transfers available to Roosevelt Island Tram, M15, M15 SBS, Q60 and Q101. This stop is East 59th Street and 2nd Avenue. Next stop, Queens Plaza South and 28th Street. Transfers available to the 7, E, M, N, R and W trains. Q39, B62, Q66, Q67, Q69, Q100 Limited and Q102. This stop is Queens Plaza South and 28th Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and Skillman Avenue. This stop is Queens Boulevard and Skillman Avenue. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 35th Street. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 35th Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 38th Street. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 38th Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 41st Street. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 41st Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 44th Street. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 44th Street. Next stop, Queens Boulevard and 46th Street. This stop is Queens Boulevard and 46th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 49th Street. Transfers available to B24 and Q104. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 49th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 51st Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 51st Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 53rd Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 53rd Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 56th Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 56th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 58th Street. Transfer available to Q18. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 58th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 61st Street. Transfers available to Long Island Railroad, Q53 SBS and Q70 SBS. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 61st Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 63rd Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 63rd Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 65th Place. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 65th Place. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 69th Street. Transfer available to Q47. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 69th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 72nd Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 72nd Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 74th Street. Transfers available to the E, F, M and R trains, Q33 and Q49. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 74th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 78th Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 78th Street. Next stop, Roosevelt Avenue and 80th Street. This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and 80th Street. Next stop, 81st Street and Roosevelt Avenue. Transfer available to Q29. This stop is 81st Street and Roosevelt Avenue. Next stop, 81st Street and 37th Avenue. This stop is 81st Street and 37th Avenue. Next stop, 81st Street and 35th Avenue. Transfer available to Q49. This stop is 81st Street and 35th Avenue. Next stop, 81st Street and 34th Avenue. This stop is 81st Street and 34th Avenue. Next stop, 81st Street and Northern Boulevard. Transfer available to Q66. This is the last stop. This stop is 81st Street and Northern Boulevard. This is Q32 to Jackson Heights Northern Boulevard and 81 Street. A fare is required to ride.